Hi you guys, so it's been a hot minute since I've been on YouTube. I've had so many requests over the years doing Instagram and TikTok to talk about my fitness journey. Let's just jump right into it. I was always fascinated with the gym ever since I was a teenager, and I always wanted to lift weights because I was a very skinny and weak teenager. When I was about 13, I went through years of abuse, and that made me feel like I needed to become physically stronger to defend myself. And although that wasn't the best way to start my fitness journey, it really sparked an interest in getting stronger, building muscles, just not being very skinny and weak. So I came from a bodybuilding slash weights background. I remember very distinctly when I was 17 in my college dorm in Melbourne, I was doing push-ups and I couldn't even do them literally on my knees. In that moment, I swore to myself that I was going to get stronger. I started lifting weights at the end of 2014 because I walked into a fitness first in Melbourne Central, I remember, and I was introduced to my first ever personal trainer. Hi guys, editing Charlene here. I totally forgot to mention that prior to joining the gym and everything, I was doing blog Pilates. I was doing just Pilates and random YouTube videos, and was never really serious about it. I didn't really see much progress. There wasn't any structure, so you kind of get my idea, you get my drift. So, and I think that's how I realized that I wanted to get into the gym with structure and doing it properly, because I knew that I wasn't going anywhere with my at-home workouts. I remember doing Pilates at home. I couldn't even do the ab exercises because my lower back was hurting so much. And that's when I knew, OMG, I am weak as... That is prior to 2014. Thank you. I knew that I wanted to lift weights with intention, and I was very lucky to be able to afford personal training at that time. That's where my real fitness journey started. Fast forward about 1 or 2 years, I was just kind of living my life as a student, having so much fun, and I really treasure those memories that I have. I was scrolling Instagram one day and I saw this guy doing an L-sit-to handstand on parallettes, and I was immediately just amazed, shocked that the human body could even do this. So I found out later that this is calisthenics. I immediately reached out to him because he was one of the personal trainers in Fitness First. It was from then on that I did hybrid training. So I did a mix of weights and calisthenics, but I did mostly weights because that felt safe. That felt like something I knew. Throughout 2017 and 2018, because of my lifestyle and just being young and free, I started to put on weight, and I felt confused because I guess it was a mix of putting on muscle and fat. I've actually struggled with my body until today, where I kind of had this toxic mindset that if I'm over a certain weight, then I'm not considered worthy. I stepped on a scale and then I had put on 10 kilograms, and that kind of like broke something in my brain. I remember I was going swimming one day and I put on a swimsuit and I looked myself in the mirror and I was shocked. I started to feel really frustrated and like, what am I doing wrong? Between 2015 to 2018, I was pretty much just lifting weights. I was also just living my life as a student and having the best time of my life. 2018 was just a very good year for me, I feel, and I tried boxing. I was still lifting weights every week. I was kind of doing a bro split, I believe. So like one day legs, one day chest, one day shoulders. I loved going to the gym. It was my meditation. It was my escape, and I had made so many friends from the gym. And it was this time that I also started dabbling into handstands and headstands, and it's crazy to look back at these videos because everyone really just starts somewhere. Although I was doing pretty heavy weights for a tiny person like me, of lat pull downs for example, I was very strong in all of my pull movements. But then when it got to doing an actual pull-up, I realized this was an absolute turning point for me. I realized that I couldn't even do a single pull-up. I couldn't feel my back muscles. I didn't know how to use them. So that was when I realized, oh my goodness, functional strength is totally different from like bodybuilding weights. What I'm saying is that I don't think bodybuilding can necessarily build as much body awareness, and it was insane. So I decided that I was going to shift my focus to getting a pull-up. 2019 came about, and this was when I was training full-time with my calisthenics coach Keith. I was kite surfing a lot as well. So this was the year I started kind of dabbling into mobility as well. And I got my pull-ups, and I started doing weighted pull-ups as well. So for me, it was so fun to do calisthenics, and it wasn't tied to any sort of productivity or money. It was just a place for me to have fun. That's why I believe that play is so important when it comes to your calisthenics practice. It was around this time as well that I started to go to therapy super regularly. Being able to integrate these aspects of mental health and spirituality has been crucial for my fitness journey. I feel like people talk a lot about, the physical side of things. But for me, my fitness journey has been deeply spiritual, and learning about how, for example, masculine and feminine energy and the chakras, energy systems, how we store fat because we have stress hormones, or because of reasons like holding on to emotions, where we store our emotions, my poor digestion, stuff like that. All of it is so interconnected, and I cannot talk about my fitness journey without talking about all of that inner work that I've put into healing myself internally, and it has really kind of bled into all aspects of my life. And I really see fitness as not just a physical thing, but introspection through movement and just learning about yourself, learning about the world, learning how to move, learning how to connect with your body, knowing that your body is always on your side. I will mention that in 2018 and 19 and 20 was when I was suffering from severe obsessive compulsive disorder. It kind of peaked in 2020. I made the decision to get off medication. I was on Lexapro, Xanax, like sleeping pills, everything. I made the decision in 2019, I believe, to get off these medications completely. I just really felt like medication was just a band-aid solution to what was truly lying beneath. Hello, testing. You guys, I literally recorded the second half of this video, and then the audio just didn't work. It was 40 minutes of content. This is the second take, and it's the next day. In December 2019, I actually got my chin-ups to, I think it was like 6 reps. It was pretty solid at that point. And mind you, I started from zero, absolute zero. And that goes to show that any woman can pull up. It is a myth that women can't pull up. This was also when I started dabbling into mobility as well. I was introduced to some hip compressions, and they were really difficult. So honestly, I didn't do them. I didn't really think too much of them. But looking back, I would definitely tell my younger self to work on those hip flexors, because damn, that would have made a big difference. 2020 came about, and obviously COVID hit in March, and I kind of lost progress with the number of pull-ups that I could do. I could still do them, and at this point they were just something that I definitely could do even on a day that I was super tired. And honestly, I didn't have the best Cali form, but looking at the old videos, I feel like it definitely progressed so much from when I started Cali. I didn't really have straight arm strength. I had weak hip flexors. I was not a balanced calisthenics athlete. October 2020 came about, and this is the month that I had my accident. I had a burns accident on October 18th, 2020, and it was sustained through extremely hot oil, like 300 to 400 degrees Celsius, and I had 3rd and 4th degree burns. I was in a hospital for a month straight, and I lost 10 kilograms, and I lost so much muscle as well. I was walking up and down the stairs, you know, from my ward to the pharmacy to the canteen. I remember doing squats in my hospital ward with the IV drip stuck to me, and I went back to the gym 5 weeks after my accident, much to my doctor's displeasure. I was extremely fortunate. I had so many good friends in the gym, and they made me feel welcomed.
Apparently I'm skinny, honestly.
I just want to record stuff like that, so I'm like, in 1 year I'm going to be like, oh, this is the first time that I went back to the gym, and
Yeah, you can stand up tall.
yeah. All my friends are here.
Ciao, Nicky.
Oh, I'm hiding.
Ciao, mama. Hey, ciao, mama. Miss you.
First time actually in the gym. Been sitting here with Ian, my friend. He's just out there to get a Panadol and a mask for me, because I'm still quite insecure about this one, but I'm here. That's all that matters for now, and it's not that crowded, so it's also good. I remember just sitting here talking to myself a year ago.
From editing Charlene, this period of my life is actually so incredibly hard to edit right now, because I'm watching all these videos for like the first time properly in 4 years. So it's a very transformative time of my life that's very, very precious to me. So
Let's go. Go, go, go. Wow. What are the first chin-ups?
6. Before I could do 9.
And how long have you been away?
1 month. Not that bad.
That's pretty good.
Yay!
I made the decision to move back home to Singapore with my family as well, because my ex and I, at that time, we broke up. Well, he broke up with me, which is a totally separate story, and it was a lot for me to deal with. And overnight, literally overnight, my life changed. I was supposed to be wearing a compression garment because I was going through rehabilitation, and I had a compression garment fitted to the exact, measurements of my face and everything. So it was a lot to take in. I wouldn't wear my compression garment to the gym. I felt so humiliated, for lack of a better word. I felt so ashamed. So 2021 was a pretty crazy year as well. I continued polishing up and maintaining my calisthenics basic movements, so like my push-ups and my pull-ups. I even got into pike push-ups. At the time, I was not doing them correctly. It was really difficult to go to the gym. Truly, I was going to the gym, doing my sets, and then going to a corner to cry, and then doing my sets again. And I feel like in a new environment with no friends, nobody, I did not know a single soul. The gym gave me so much purpose. The gym gave me something to wake up to. The gym gave me life. It gave me a drive, something to aspire to, and most of all, it was a celebration of what my body can still do. It's a miracle that I'm still able to see, because I was burnt all over my eyes. I always wore a cap. I never made eye contact with anyone, and I was constantly looking down, just, minding my own business. Yeah, so 2021, I was going through intense, very, very intense surgeries. I was having a laser surgery under anesthesia, like going to sleep every couple of months. There would be new problems with my skin grafts. It was a very dynamic situation, and I was told that I couldn't do handstands. I shouldn't do handstands because the blood would rush to my face, and then that obviously posed as a huge hindrance and a huge disappointment from me, because all of the things that I wanted to do, I loved to do, I suddenly couldn't or was told that I shouldn't, and I hated when people tell me what to do. I would just train whenever I could. The moment I was good, like a week or 10 days after a really intense surgery where they would literally cut my skin open or something, I would literally just go to the gym. That gave me an avenue to move all this stagnant energy in my body, to kind of claim back my power. I was dating someone in 2021 and he was a personal trainer. And he was the one who gave me the courage to actually step into a calisthenics gym, because I knew that I wanted to take my cali practice to the next level. I wanted to find a community of like-minded people, and it was because of him that I also got my personal training certificate. And I got an ACE certificate, and I'm therefore a certified personal trainer, and it is something that I'm incredibly proud of because I studied so hard for that and I just care so much. At the end of 2021, we actually broke up and I went snowboarding. So I really love calisthenics because you're able to build up the strength and that awareness, so you pick up skills really quickly. I think that's so cool. It was in 2021 that I started to coach as well, and till this day, coaching clients is something that is extremely satisfying for me. I was having surgeries all the way out to 2022, and so I've gone through lots of ups and downs of my fitness journey where I had to take many breaks. 2022 onwards, I was really trying to get my muscle up and handstand very seriously. I started having more structured programs and I was trying different types of programs. So I would approach different people to ask them to draft up different programs for me, because I love experimentation. I love teaching from a place of, hey, I've walked this journey before. At this time, I really saw quite a bit of major development in my muscle definition. I feel like calisthenics has genuinely transformed my physique, especially when I started to really commit to it. I was doing a bunch of things. I was exploring how to do a human flag, back cleavers, all while really working on my pull fundamentals and my push, so my handstands. I also went for a training camp in Nirvana, Bali, and I had learned so much from the coaches over there and just kind of verifying and fact-checking myself as a coach. I had a lot of exposure to hand balancing in 2022, and that really catapulted me into thinking, oh my goodness, I really want this for myself. 2023, I started the year with a bang with learning planche. The planche was never something that I aspired to because I just thought it was a ridiculously difficult movement that has no benefit for me whatsoever. Until I realized, one, I need a fresh challenge and I want it to be really difficult. And two, it's going to help so much with my push strength, because imagine training for something so difficult. It would help my push strength either way. It was so incredibly confronting for me and my ego, because I just realized, my goodness, I've been training for so long and yet I have so many areas where I feel so weak at, and that was a turning point for me because it really held up a mirror to me and made me realize that I had so much to learn and to really make peace with my shame and embarrassment, because obviously I'm a coach, how could I not be able to do this? 2022 was the year that I went super hard on planche training. I gave it my absolute all. I was training planche like 2 to 3 times a week, and that is incredibly taxing for the nervous system. I also really enjoyed learning so much more about hand balancing. Still worked towards my muscle up. So towards the end of 2023, I had another breakup, and it's so funny because I learned so much about myself and the world, and I genuinely feel like a lot of my relationships have molded me into the person that I'm supposed to be and has paved the way to many exciting opportunities and just opened my eyes to a lot of things. And has forced me to mature and really take a good look at myself. So my fitness journey has also led me down so many roads of love, like loving different people at different points of my life who have really helped me to become who I am. Except now I'm done with fitness, guys. I'm no longer looking for dating fitness guys. I actually got my muscle up in September 2023, and that was amazing. Because of the breakup, I went to London, stayed there way longer than I intended to, and that was where I got exposed to new calisthenics gyms. I was still training planche, but I really wanted to double down on my hand balancing, and that's where I met my current coach and mentor, Guillermo. And I was truly amazed by his philosophy, by his approach. I already got my bodyweight tuck planche like a solid 10 seconds. Got my bent arm straddle, I was having so much more push strength, and that was amazing because I had built that for the last 1.5 years, and I've come a long way in that. Because of planche, I was constantly in this kind of like protracted position with my chest muscles being super tight because you're constantly pushing like this in planche. So I thought, oh my goodness, I better start doing some mobility. And mobility I did. And because I'm more or less recovered from burns, obviously I still have the repercussions of it now, I have a completely different philosophy of fitness, what fitness means, and I have a much more 360 holistic view of fitness. For example, like I don't push myself on days where I feel like I really cannot anymore, because throughout the years I've really become so much more attuned to my body. To be honest, I feel like I am really sick of muscle up training right now, and I'm getting into front levers. It is a pull skill, and so I'm still going to be developing my pull strength. So for me, I'm really just not too fast. I'm more fast, and I'm very focused on developing my pancake, my mobility, because I want to get a press to handstand. I was one of those people who would laugh at cardio and say, oh, if you don't like cardio, don't do it. You don't need to do it, but that's not true. Even if it's just 10 minutes of running, it's helped my mood, it helps to get all the icky stuff out of my body. I will say that these staples of like pull-ups, pike push-ups, push-ups, dips, these are the absolute staples that will never run out of style. If you get incredibly strong at mastering the fundamentals, literally anything is possible. I participate a lot more in other forms of movement, like running, yoga. I do yoga almost every single day now. When I entered this year, yoga has really been a key part of my mental well-being. So I would definitely say that adding cardio and mobility to my repertoire has been absolutely crucial, and I'm enjoying this training so much. And after I do mobility, I just feel so fresh and ready for handstands. I took a break from hand balancing and planche this year because I felt so demotivated and bored with it. Just allowing myself that grace and space to be away from it helped to get me more excited to be back on it. Yeah, I feel like I definitely have a much more balanced approach now. And so that was a really long one. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you guys stick around and subscribe and like, because apparently that really helps with YouTube's algorithm. Feel free to ask whatever, and I really look forward to seeing you guys again soon in my next YouTube video, because I've been wanting to do this for the longest time and never have. So I really hope to make more videos so that I can, connect more with you guys. So yeah, love you guys.